What's going on, everyone? You're back with Jono for another quick math lesson. Today we're going to be looking at distance, speed and time and how these three variables relate to one another. This is a really classic rate question because speed is something that we all kind of know about without having to think about it too much. So what's most likely going to happen is you're going to have two of the variables and you'll be asked to find the third one. So you'll have distance and speed and you'll need to work out how long will this thing take. One of the most important skills for this is to be able to look at the units that make up each of the three variables. So for distance, we could be talking about kilometers, meters, centimeters, or millimeters, and knowing how to convert in between those four is a really important skill. We could also be talking about hours, minutes, or seconds. So sometimes it's not worthwhile talking about kilometers per hour if something's only moved a couple of centimeters. And then speed is just a combination of both of these variables with one on top and one on the bottom. So for this example, if I drive 100 kilometers per hour for 3.5 hours, how far do I go? In these examples, I am just going to really highlight the units just to see that we can cancel these out in a really algebraic sense. So for this one, we've got distance equals the 100 kilometers per hour multiplied by 3.5 hours, which is 3.5 hours. So another way to write this out, this kilometers per hour, is to write 100 kilometers divided by hours times by 3.5. So if I was to simplify this, because it's a multiplication, I just multiply the 3.5 by the top of the fraction. So I have 350 kilometers times hours over hours. And so because we've got the same term on the bottom of the fraction and the top of the fraction, we can actually cancel these terms out. So we know we're left with a distance, or 350 kilometers. So you obviously don't need to do these two steps every single time. You can just go 100 times 3.5, but that's just showing you that you definitely got the answer right because we've got our answer in kilometers if we cancel all the units. So the formula for this one is that distance is equal to speed multiplied by time, which will sometimes be C as D equals ST. So if we're trying to find speed in this example, how fast, right? Obviously we're looking at speed here. Do I have to run, in order to finish a marathon, which is 42.6 kilometers, in 4 hours? So what's my average speed throughout? So I've got to divide it into equal distances per 1 hour. So my speed here is the 42.6 kilometers divided into 4 equal parts, which is 4 hours. So I just have to throw that into my calculator. If you do this, that's equal to 10.65. And because there's no same algebraic term on the top and the bottom, we legitimately have kilometers divided by hour. And that's what kilometers per hour means. That's how we get there algebraically. So the overall formula for this is that speed is equal to distance over time, which is S equals D over T. Okay. For this last one, if we've got time, how long will it take in order to drive 180 kilometers if my average speed is 70 kilometers per hour? So this one I've got to break up my journey into even chunks. So I have 180 kilometers divided by 70 kilometers per hour. So if you just type that into your calculator, 180 divided by 70 is equal to 2.57. The 2 kilometers cancel, and because there's a division on the bottom of a division, that actually goes onto like a multiplier. So we've got this hours comes to the top. So we've got 2.57 hours. If you want to change that to minutes, all you have to do is multiply by 60, which is equal to 154 minutes, rounded to the closest minute. One thing that my students do make a mistake with sometimes is you see this 2.57 and you think, oh, that's only 3 minutes away to an hour because an hour's got 60 minutes. But this number that comes out is it's saying that it is very close to 2 hours and half another hour. Okay, so just make sure that you're on top of that thing, that 60.60 doesn't mean 1 hour. So the formula to find time is just distance divided by speed, which is equal to T is D over S. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you later.